stoked to be back with you guys. Paul Avicoli here, and I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about focus and what it truly takes to succeed, because I've realized that the people who have that laser eyesight, that laser focus on their vision, and that's all they look at, that's all they can see, they usually get what they want. But it's usually, the distractions in our life that really hold us back. Because if you're distracted all the time, and believe me, there are a lot of distractions. You're trying to work, you're on Facebook, you're like, I'm gonna dedicate 10, 15 an hour to just building, and talking to people. And what happens? You get distracted, right? You get distracted by all the statuses, you get distracted by the next funny video. So reality is, you need to be able to focus on the target, focus on the goal. And what's the goal? What's the purpose? And I want to give you 3 steps that are really going to help you to start to focus a little bit better. And number 1 is preserving the belief that it's possible. Because we get distracted really easily when you're not focusing daily on what you actually want, right? What did you join for? And that's the question you need to ask yourself. Why did you join? Now, really preserve that belief by focusing daily just for 5 minutes on exactly what it is that you want. Just 5 minutes, that's all I'm asking. If you can start with 5 minutes, you can do 6. If you can do 6, you can do 7. If you can do 7, you're going to be able to do 10, then 20, then 30. And you don't need to do any more than 30. But starting with 5 minutes is all that I ask. Because if you can focus on what you want for 5 minutes, like I said, you can eventually focus on it for 30. Okay, and that's allowing you to preserve the belief. As soon as I stopped focusing on what I started for, I started to lose motivation. And that motivation is something that you have to do, we recommend it daily, just like showering, right? So you need to, keep that motivation daily by focusing on it just daily, 5 minutes. All right, that's going to allow you to preserve that belief. If you're listening to something, obviously, about, how to build your network marketing business, well, obviously, you're going to be a little bit more excited to go and build it. If you're not plugging in at all, then you're probably not going to maintain that belief. Your belief obviously goes down with the amount of effort that you put in. All right, the second thing is getting rid of the negative influences. Getting rid of the negative influences. We all have negative influences in our lives, especially, usually, the people that are closest to us. Or maybe it's your best friend, or maybe it's your wife, maybe it's your husband, maybe, it's someone that you've known dearly, a close loved one, whatever it may be. If they're always negative about it, doesn't mean you have to cut them off completely. Just spend less time around them. Don't listen to their negative opinions. Before, when I first started in network marketing, I didn't even understand how serious and how powerful it was. They say that you're the top 5 people that you hang around the most. So if you're hanging around people who are always negative about network marketing, or who are always negative about, what you can actually do, or maybe they're negative about the whole process in itself, well, then obviously it's going to start to bring you down a little bit. Don't allow them to bring you down. Even if they're negative, just tell yourself, as soon as you hear a negative comment, I choose not to listen. Doesn't matter. And just by saying that, and you say it enough, and what happens is you can block out any negativity. So obviously don't be around it too much. But number 2, if you tell yourself, I'm not going to allow this to influence me, it won't. Like, I have a personal experience with a kid that I used to work with, and his name was Joel, and he was always so negative about things. He'd say things like, oh, this is stupid, that's stupid, this sucks, that sucks, oh, stupid. And that's all I ever heard. And that's all I ever listened to. So what happened was, I slowly started to allow that to influence me, until one day I realized, wait a minute, I don't have to let that influence me anymore, so I'm not going to. And it's just so powerful. It was something that was such a relief to me to understand, that I don't have to allow something to influence me. And the last thing, the third thing, you guys, is you don't have to know how it's going to work. Just know that it will. And a saying that I've always loved was trust the process. Just trust the process. Whether or not you see the result right now, whether or not you see it, 10 days from now, a year from now, just trust the process. If you stay consistent, and you actually work towards this main goal because you're focusing on it for 5 minutes, and you've released yourself from the negative influences in your life, well, then what happens? Now you don't have to worry about how it's all going to happen. Just know that it will. So you don't have to know how everything works. Just trust the process and know that it will. And if you do, you're not going to worry anymore. And the less you worry, the less worry and stress you bring into your life, which ultimately does what? Allows you to stay more focused. And that focus is right there. That focus is going to allow you, and it's actually going to pull you in the direction of your vision and your dream. So I hope that tip helped you guys. I hope you got some value from that, and I want to connect with you guys. I want to start to get to know the people that are watching my videos. I don't want you to just hop on this video, watch it, say that was cool, that helped a lot. I want to connect with you, and I want to get to know you. because I don't make these videos for me, I make them for you guys. Okay, so number one, I want you to connect with me however it is that you can. If this is on Facebook, if this is on YouTube, get in contact with me. Number two, you guys check out the Freedom Formula, thefreedomformula.org. And what I've done is I've created, a funnel. I want to help you guys to actually, market online. If you've already had trouble, all right, doing network marketing the old school way, well, then I've created a free video training series that, shows you kind of what I'm doing, what I'm working with, that allows me to generate leads online as opposed to going out there making a list. I'm the hunted instead of the hunter. And I absolutely love it because at this point, I don't have to focus so much on generating leads. I just have to focus with following up, which is absolutely phenomenal. It's changed my life. It's changed my business. So check that out, you guys. But until then, we'll talk soon and just hit me up.